Suspended chords are one of my favorite chord types and can be used in so many different cool ways, which I'm going to demonstrate for you in this video. Just before I show you some examples, let me give you a little theoretical approach to this. Now, a suspended chord consists of the intervals 1, 2, and 5, or 1, 4, and 5, depending on which type of suspended chord it is. You have sus2 and sus4 chords. So since this chord doesn't have a third, it can't be distinguished as a major or minor chord, and therefore can be either or. So to make a suspended chord, like I said earlier, we need the intervals 1, 2, and 5, or 1, 4, and 5, depending on which suspended chord you're trying to make. So, in practical terms, that would sound like this. In the key of D, we have the 1, then we'd go 1, 2. It would be very helpful if we brought that 2 to an octave, or on the next string. And then we need our 5, of course, which is your power chord sort of shape. So if we stack those intervals in a useful way, maybe you would come up with a chord like this. That's the middle 4 strings. And it's kind of like a power chord, except you're barring the first finger. So we have 5, 7, 7, and then 5 on the B string. You could continue that onto the E string because that's just an octave of the 5th interval. So that would be a sus2 chord. If we wanted a sus4, we would need the intervals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if we stack those in a sensible fashion, it might sound something like this. So that's kind of like your major bar chord, except with your little finger on the 8th fret of the B. Again, just playing the middle 4 strings. Now let me demonstrate how these can be used in either major or minor examples. So if I play a minor bar chord in the key of D here, and I add the sus2 and the sus4 in there, they sound completely fine. So sus2, minor, sus4. Sounds great. All of the notes work perfectly and it sounds awesome. Let's try the same thing with a major chord now. So we're going to go sus2, major, and then sus4. Again, it works, it sounds fine. Let me now show you an example of the song Message in a Bottle by The Police. This song is built on sus2 chords. So all of these sus2 chords, we have the root note, the 5th, and then this is just an octave of the 2. Now maybe you're wondering, if they're all sus2 chords, how can you determine whether this song is major or minor? And that comes down to the chord progression itself, but that's kind of for another video. Let me show you a couple demonstrations on how to use sus chords in your improvisation, perhaps. So that lick was in the key of B flat minor, but I did not finish on a minor. I could have, and then it would sound fine, but I decided to finish on a sus2 because I think that sounds cooler. Let me finish on a minor chord and you can kind of hear for yourself which maybe sounds cooler. So it sounds great, but it kind of sounds too perfect for my liking, you know, it's kind of predictable to finish on that minor. Let's see what a sus4 sounds like. That sounded pretty cool too, and that's why I love sus chords, because you can really count on them to sound awesome. Let's try this in major now, so in the key of C major. So at the end there, I finished on a sus4, and then did a sus2, and then finished on that major third. So these are different voicings for sus chords, which I haven't shown you yet, but explore with this. There's only 3 intervals to choose from, 1, 2, and 5, or 1, 4, and 5. It's really not hard to build your own variations of sus chords. Just like we did earlier for Message in a Bottle, you could try and substitute some of the chords in chord progressions that you already know with sus2 and sus4 chords, or maybe even try and create your own music based on sus2 and 4 chords. Alright, so thanks for watching, and hopefully you picked something up from this lesson. If you have any questions, then drop them in the comments below, or if you have any other video suggestions, then drop them in the comments below too, because I'm always looking for new ideas and videos that people actually find interesting. So I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.